question. We really need to understand this question well. So question number 12 is write a program to obtain the addition of 3 by 3x matrix using an appropriate data type, right? So first we need to understand what is 3 by 3 matrix. So if you, this is appropriate data type would be list. So what we would do is, normally how we define list? We define like this, right? With a comma, right? That is a 3. If you print this one like this, right? If you, I'm going to do a couple of experiments here to actually explain you what I mean by this, right? So if you say this is 1 row and 3 columns, right? 1, 2, 3. So if you want to access the first column, you would do 0, right? There you go, 1, the first column. The second column value is at 1, right? That is 3. Okay? So the way it works is, it's very simple. This is 0, okay, this is 1, this is 2, right? And always you put the column first. But if you want to have rows as well, for example, you want to put another value here, and you want to call this one row 0, row 1, and row 2, this could be 3 by 3, sort of like, a matrix. Okay, and you're using list to store this. So let's do this. One thing we need to understand is that we need to obviously put comma in it. So we can have, instead of 1, we say 2, 3, and then we put like this, right? Like this, and then with the comma, we say here, we say 4, comma 5, comma 6, right? And then we say with comma 7, comma 8, comma 9, right? And then we can put the dog. So now if I print this will be printed as, if I print this like this, right? So it will print as, this is the first row, this is the second row, this is the third row, right? In terms of column, this is the first column, this is the second column, this is the third column. So if I want to say access this, right? So I have to put 2 dimensions here. I have to say like this. So let's say I want to access 7, right? So what is 7? Is a column. What is the column of 7? This is 0 row. What is the row of 7? First row, right? This is 0. This is 1. This is 2. So I will put 2 here, right? And then what is the column? First row and then column. Column is 0, right? So let me explain you what I mean by that, right? Just bear with me a minute. Here you go. If I take it as a rows and columns, this would be 0 column, this would be 1 column, and this would be 2 column. And if I took at the rows, 0, this is 1, this is 2, right? Here you put the row first, right? This is row and this is column. Okay. Now, if I say 2 and I say 0, so basically row 2. What is row 2? This one. Okay. And column 0, this is column 0, right? So on 2 row, column 0 is 7, right? This 7 here. Yeah. If I print x2 0, this will print 7, right? Let's see if it does or not. Here we go. See? Now, if I want to access to 5, right? What would that be then? I have to look at this here. 0, 1, 2. This is your column, right? This is 0, 1, and 2. And you want to access 5, right? 5. So you got to look at it from, first you got to mention here the row. So which row is that 5 at? 5 at row number 1, right? This one. Okay. I put here 1. Okay. And what is the column? Column is also 1. Okay. So that's 5, right? So I'll put here 1 as well. So 1 1 will print 5, right? So let's see if it does or not. We'll change the value 1 1 and run it, and it will print 5. Here you go. See here, it prints 5 here, as you can see, right? So now we know how the 3 by 3 matrix works. So we need to use multiple loops to do that. So first we need to do is, we need to, before we start the program, we need to, it says obtain addition of 3 by 3 matrix, which means we need to have 2. So we have x and we have to have y as well. So we write another y. same matrix, right? So we do this by simply saying 10, 11, 12, right? And then comma, and now go another one, and then here we do 12, 13, 14, and 15. 15, and then we have 16, 17, and 18, right? So this way we have now 2 by 2. So here also we will have like 0, 1, 2, here 0, 1, and 2, and here we'll have 0, 1, and 2, and here 0, 1, and 2. So let's say I want to add 5, this 5 with this 5 at 14, right? So but that would be x sub 1 and also 1 plus y sub 1 and y sub 1. So what is x and what will be the result? I will say r, right? Because it's a row, it's a column. So x sub 1, first row, first column 5, and here this would be 14 if we say y sub 1 and 1, right? So it will be 5 plus 14 and the result would be 19, right? So let's see if print 19 or not. We do this here, we say print, okay, and we say x sub 1 plus y sub 1 and 1. So yeah, I mean the row and the column, right? It'll print 19, right? Because it's 14 plus 5. Here we go. Oh, no, comma, missing comma here. Here you go. Should be okay. Here you go, 19. You see here, this is 19, right? Now we understand how to add them, but what 3 by 3 matrix addition mean that you have to add everything. You have to add 1 into 1 and 10, that would be 11, then 2 and 11, then 3 and 12, then 4 and 13, 5 and 14, 6 and 15, similarly 7 and 16, 8 and 17, 9 and 18, and you need to put into a third sort of like matrix. So first you need to initialize the third matrix, which is empty, and then we'll use a loop to do that. So we say this would be your third result one, right? Result result is equal to, and we just keep it 0, 0, right? Same way we keep it 0, comma 0, comma 0. Here we have 0, here we have a 0, comma 0, comma 0. Okay, and then we have last one, and that would be again 0, comma 0, comma 0. Now if we want to add this, right, we want to add this, we need to use two loops, right? We have to use inner and outer loop, and we can simply do this. So how would we do that? For I in range, okay, and whatever the length of x is, we have to run this one for, right? Range what? Length of x. Okay, so that it basically cover every single row and column of it, right? And then inner loop would be for j in range, and length of, that would be length of what? Not the x, but length of x sub 0, right? And that is basically 3, isn't it? Because what is in length of x sub 0? Yeah, x sub 0, right? Like this, and that would be 3. So we gonna do, okay, so basically length of x sub 0 is 3. So outer loop will run for all rows and columns, but inner will loop run only 3 times. So outer loop will run basically, and let me actually show you first before I before I do this. Okay, let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna cut this and I'm gonna print. Okay, I'm gonna print length of x. Okay, length of x, right? X is the top one, and then I'm gonna print underneath it length of x sub 0, right? Length of x sub 0, like this, right? Now if I print do, let's see what figures I get, right? So both are 3 by 3, right? So if I say length of x, how many elements are there in length of x? 1, 2 and 3. But length of x sub 0, which is row 0, right? Because row comes first, it has 3 elements as well, so that's going to give you 3. So by 3 by 3, so it's going to run, the length is 3. So a range, in range 3 means 0, 1 and 2. Okay, that's how it's going to run. So that's why what we're going to do here, 0, 1 and 2. So I would be 0 outer, then 1, then 2. Inner would be, j would be 0, 1 and 2, right? Now we got this. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna simply write here result I, okay, and j, because this is I is basically your row and j is your column, right? Is equal to x I and j, okay, and then plus y I and j. So this is gonna do what? It's gonna add all these and put into result. So what I will do, let me actually, this one line I can explain, right? The outer loop run 3 times. First time it will be 0, then I would row would be 0, then but the j, which means column, will change, right? So it's 0, 1 and 2, and then a row would be 1, then column would be 0, 1 and 2, row would be 2, and then column would be 0, 1 and 2, and this will all add these things together and put into this this one. So let me actually show you here, right? So what would happen is when the first outer loop run, the I would be 0. I would be 0 mean the row would be 0, right? This is 0 row, okay? This is 0 row, this is 0 row, okay, on all these 3. And then the inner loop j, which is column, which will be first 0, then 1, then 2. Here also 0, 1 and 2, and here also 0, 1 and 2. So it will add this 1 into 10 and save it into this 0, and that become 11. This 2 and 11 will become 13, and then this 3 plus 12 will become 15. But then the outer loop, this I outer loop will, an inner loop run 3 times and add these 3 together, but then the row will become 1 for everyone, and then column will become inner loop again 0, 1, 2, and I'll add the second row, and put it into result, and then come to the third row when the I will become 2, yeah, which is 2, row 2, the third row is 2, yeah, and then it will add and put it this way. This will be, the result will be all added in the third one, and let's see it, right? Let's see it actually, let's see it. Okay, here we are. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna print our result, right? We're gonna just print our result of these metrics. So this is done, right? And then we wanna do is just print the result. So we say for r in result, okay, for r in result, what we do, we just print r, print r, right? Okay, print r, and then Oh, no, what's that, okay. Here we have oh, right, x range I j x y j y j. Okay, what is the number? 17 for j in range. Oh, that's also length, by the way. len, length, like this. Okay. Here we go. You see here what it did for I r in result. Result is this one, right? So it printed all three. Okay, first it printed the first row, then second row, then third row. And here you see here, yeah, this 1 plus 10, yeah, it put it here into r. So it's 1 and 10, 11. Then 2 and 11, 13. Right? Then 3 and 12, 15. And then this second 4 and 13, 17. Yeah. And then this 5 and 14, 19 here. Right? Similarly, the row third is also added these and these together and put it here. Right? So this is how you do the 3 by 3 obtaining addition of 3 by 3 matrix using appropriate data type, which is obviously list. That's what we use. All right, thank you very much for watching. All right, I hope you practice this and this will be all good. Let's do the question number 13 now. Right, 13. Now we're moving to filing. Okay, so I'm gonna refresh this. Actually, filing, what I'm gonna do is I wanna do filing. We can do filing on this one as well. So yeah, we can do, I guess. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do this filing. Okay, and here we pick up the question and then we write up user defined function count words, okay, to display total number of words present in a file from a text file code text, right? So first you need to do is, for that one, you need to create a text file code text, and then you need to sort of like, you know, for that one I need to install Thony. I'm sorry, I have to do this on Thony. So I'm gonna install Thony from thony.org, because without Thony it's not possible to do this. So I'm gonna do Mac, and I'm just gonna do this. It won't take long, it'll be very quick. Okay, because I can run this in Thony. Agree and install. Okay, install software. Okay, allow this. All right, because this program, because it's filing, so it has to be saved on my drive, so I have to do it in Thony, because file has to be created on the actual, you know, thing, and then we can take it from there. Here we go. Oh, that was quick. Okay, now we can actually run our what you call it, Thony. We can run our Thony. Thony there, Thony here. Okay, let's go in English version, no problem. Here we are. So we need to do tools. We need to manage Thony packages. Okay, packages, not packages. We need to manage Thony run interpreter, configure interpreter, because we need to use the Python 3 local. Here you go. It's already Python 3. It's local, fine. And then we can start working on it, right? Okay, you know, all the in Mac it's slightly different, so it won't be like you see in the Windows, but you can use your Thony to practice this question, no problem. So what is the question? The question is very simple. I'm gonna copy question here, right, on top, and I'm gonna put it into comments, right? How do we do comments in Python? Like this, 3, and we put 3 here. Okay, and I think I need to sort of like increase my view right here. So control plus, hold on. View is there. All right, this is I think this is, I hope this is you can see this, otherwise I'll increase it more, a little bit more, so that you can really see what is happening. I think it's important to be able to read, otherwise you won't understand this. Right, here we go. So this is a question, right? The question is, write a user defined function to count words to display the total number of words present in a file. So we need to write a function that picks up whatever is written in a file and count how many words are in that file. First thing first, we need to actually we need to write the def count, right? Words, that's the def function, and then we'll pass the file name into it, right? File underscore name, that's the function name. And you must use try and catch, so that if you can't open the file, you could always get catch the error, right? So file underscore name comma r. If you don't want to use try and catch, that's fine, because if you create a file, if a file exists, you won't get an error, right? So you could do like this button as well, right? File name, and then you do r here, right? And r as a file, right? We don't have to say as a file, we just can open a file name r, right? And then we just say content is equal to file dot read. You read all the contents, right? And then you next thing you do is you basically you need to set this open is equal to file is equal to, you could do this way as well, open file name, okay? And you could do this way, like this, okay? You can say as file, or you could do this way, either way is fine, okay? And then you say words is equal to content, you need to count the words, isn't it? Content dot split. So you split all the words, and the moment you split it, what would happen is it would put those words into words, and words will become your list, right? So you read the contents and you put into a list by saying words is equal to content dot split. So it will split every word and put into a separate list, and then you can say let's start with the printing first, right? Let's start with say and print this first words and see what happens, right? So let's actually call this function, right? First I need to save this, right? I want to save it into my Mac folder. I want to call it file.py, right, on the Mac folder. And I want to also, so in the same folder, what I really want to do is, let me see, view files. What I really want to do is, on the same folder, this is my Mac folder, so I want to put a file. I want to create a new file here. I want to create a new file here on the same folder, and I want to call it, I want to save it as a quotation, yeah? I want to call it quotes.txt text, okay, quotes.txt, and I want to save it as txt, right? That's why I put the txt. Okay, here we go, and see here, quotes.txt, and within that I can write something like, say, life is wonderful, okay, wonderful among friends, right? See how many words are there. Life is wonderful among friends. I want to save it, right? Here you go. Now what you do next is you open this and you put every single in this file, like life would be in a separate, every word into a this is your what you call it, into this words is a list, right? So I'll print this list, and I'll simply call this count words. Okay, count words, and I'll pass on the file name, which is quotation, because it's on the uh, same folder, so you don't have to worry about it. Course, right? Like this, I put course dot quotes course.txt as a file. I pass this file as a parameter, and you come here, and then you'll open it, it will read it, and then I think you should close it as well, right? File dot close, maybe. Yeah, okay, here we are. Okay, oh right, okay, what's the error? Code is not defined. Codes is not defined. Ah, it's just not the code, it's code dot text. If I put here as file, right, and right, and file path I put as a I have to put this as a text, isn't it? Not as file. This is not a problem, sorry. File, it could be file is equal to like this, and here I have to put a quotation around it because it's a file name, right? I can't just put it like this. I have to put a quotation here. Okay, here we go, here you go. See, life is wonderful, as you see here. Here is life is wonderful at the bottom. Look at the bottom, right? Life is wonderful among friends. So we put the whole thing into different list. So now if I want to print here, and I print let's say here I want to print the length rather than the words. I say length, right, like this. It will tell me how many length is there. If you look at the bottom, life is wonderful among friends, 5, right? 0 1 2 3 4. 4 means 5, in total 5, so it'll print 5 instead of this. Here we go, here we go, here you go. See, you see here 5, right? So now we have actually opened the file, and we have counted the length of words in that in the words list, right? So there are 5 in there. Now next thing we need to do is we can put this one, the file path, like this. We can say file underscore path, and we can say like this, right? We can copy this, yeah, we can cut this, copy and cut, hold on a minute, copy and cut, and we can put it here like this, right, like this. And then we can next thing we need to do is we need to count the words, isn't it? So this should actually return when you open the file. It should not print it, right? It should return us the word count, right? So I say word, okay, underscore count, and here I say length of words, and it give me 5 because currently there are 5 words in the file. And then I can just close the file, and I can return. You don't have to close the file if you don't want to, but it's always good to close the file. Return word count, right? And it will return the word count. And here you would get basically you would call total words. You will call this function by file by actually saying file path. You give it the path of the file, and when you call it, it returns your word count, which is 5. So you can say total underscore words is equal to, and then you can print the total words, you know, like this. You can say the total word in the file, or the total word in the file, and then you can comma, and you say file path. Sorry about that, let me actually do this. File underscore path, right? and then you could say this one, and here you can say equal to, and finally you can say total underscore words, and it will print the total words in the file, and you can save it and it'll tell you how many words are there. Here we go. See, it says total words in the file is equal to quotes dot text in a file quote dot text is equal to 5. Now what if I put more words in it? I say we love Riyadh. Now how many words are there? 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's save this one and let's run this again. And see here it says 8, right? So it counts the words in the file, and that's how this program is done. I hope you like this one. And what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna do the next program, and that is basically write a program. Now let's see question number 14, right? Let's see question number 14. I'm gonna copy the question number 14 here on top, right? Here, okay, here we are. What is the question number 14? Question number 14 is write a function that counts and display the number of 5-letter words in a text file, sample.txt. So we can change this one, right? We can even change this program. We can change its name, and the rest we leave it kind of like, you know, as it is, right? So what we could do is we could change the same program and get the new functionality. How about that? So you won't have to worry about, right, learning two different things. So here what we do is first thing we do is we change the name of the program. So it has to be what? It has to be count, because it needs to count the number of 5-letter words in the text file, right? So how many numbers of 5-letter words in the text file are, right? So for example, this is a text file, this one. How many 5-letter words are there? Life is not 5, wonderful is not 5, this among is 5, this one, and the Riyadh is 6. So only one is 5-letter word, so it will return 1. But we need to first obviously write it 5-letter words. We just need to count 5 letters. So we open the file same way, and this time the file name is sample, right? Sample.txt. So we can rename our file as sample.txt, right? Rename. Is there a rename a file? We can save as actually sample.txt text. Okay, and then you can save it as all. And here in the sample.txt, maybe we can get more than 5, right? Let's get more than 5. Among is there, among friends, and then we love Riyadh, and maybe another 5-letter word. Which it is the 5-letter? M-A-K-A-H, Makkah. M-A-K-A-H. No, Makkah is not 5-letter word. What about the other? Huber? No. What other city is 5-letter word? Let's say, give me 5-letter words. I say 5. We love Riyadh and 5. 5 is not 5-letter. Let's say we love Riyadh and 5, 1. Yeah, that's 5-letter. So there will be 2 now, right? Okay, there will be 2. Let's see. So what we need to do? We need to open it. We need to read it. We split into, put into words, right? That's good. That's the same thing we need to do what we did previously, right? 5-letter words. And after that, after putting into words, we need to create count 5-letter words. We need to create one more count. That's a variable. Okay, count 5-letter words. And here we'll say for words in word, for word in words, for word in words, right? Do what then? What we do is we say if length is 5, we put into 5, we create a new we create a new 5-letter words. Five-letter words. We create a new 5-letter words. We have to also create a 5-letter words list. Word list. And how do we do it? It's an empty list like this. So we say here in the for loop, we remove this one, right? We don't need to close it yet. Under the for loop, we just can, yeah, here we do is we just say if let's say length of a word, if length of a word is equal to 5, right? If length of a word is equal to 5, what would happen? You say 5 underscore letter underscore word 5-letter words dot append, and you put this word into this new list, right? You say 5-letter word dot append, you put this one into this new list here, this one, and then what you do is you actually also set the count of, you know, this variable here, we set to 0, this one, right? You set it to the length of this, length of what? Length of this one, right? This length of this list, right? And that's because you're putting all the 5-letter words in this list. So if there are 2, it will return you 2, and at the end all you need to do is return this count, right? Close the file and return the count. That's it. And on the path we're gonna put here sample, right? Sample, okay, dot text, and it will, the total 5-letter words in the file this are equal to and total words, we can say total words, right? We can leave it that way, right? And it will print how many 5-letter words are there. Let's see. Oh, right. Okay, what's that? Count words. Count word is not defined. Where's the count word? Number what? 18? Count word. Oh, this is not count word now. The function is called 5-letter word. So we get a copy and call it through that. Okay. Here we go. And what else? 4, line number 4. It says path. No such file or directory sample.txt. There is sample.txt. sample .txt. Why it's not saved that way? Let me see. Maybe I can save it again because there may be issue with the file name. Let me save this file again. I think that I need to properly save I'm going to remove this to trash, and then I'm gonna create a new file. Okay, and I put this one here. There are 2 5-letter words now, and I'm gonna save it as sample.txt. okay, and here I need to do all files. I think it should be okay. Here we go. And now if I do this and I run this, it should be okay. Here we go. Bingo. So there are 2, right? So if I put, let's say this is 4 5, love 1, okay, love 1 will become 5. They will tell me 3. Now I need to save this one before I could this one I need to run, sorry. Yeah, this is 3. So if you want to see what are those words, you can also print here. You can say comma, these are, and then you can actually print the actually you can print the we leave it like this, because if you want to print the word, that word, we can print it here and see what are those words, right? Because you have here, you before you close the file, you can just print. Okay, you can just print this list. This list will have all the words that has 5 letters, right? You can print it this here. Yeah, it will show you, you know, you see here, among, love one, love five, right? These are the 3 words, you know, those are in the 5-letter words. See, now it printed there, right? So I hope you like this, right? And with this we just conclude this part of the video. Thank you for watching.